Morning guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk a little bit about swinging arms for the ZRX. This is my 2001 ZRX that I've just been restoring and rebuilding and upgrading the engine. And this is a 1200cc motorbike, and this is pretty much the stock ZRX 1200 swinging arm. It's not entirely stock. There's a slight upgrade I done to it, and that is to have these little gusset pieces welded in just here. The normal unmodified one just comes right down, and there's that isn't there. But for the most part, apart from that I just mentioned, this is a stock ZRX 1200 swinging arm, and it's a beautiful swinging arm, as you can see. Matter of fact, when people actually see the bike, people that aren't familiar with the bike, with ZRXs, they think that it's a custom swinging arm, and they ask me where it was built or where it was made or where did I get it. But anyway, it's a stock ZRX 1200 swinging arm. It differs from the 1100 swinging arm in that the tubes on it here have like a twin spar to them. As you can see, the 1100 swinging arm is a smaller diameter circular tube, and in an instant when you look at a motorbike with that, you will know immediately that it's an 1100cc one and not a 1200 one, which has this twin feature here on the swing arm tubes and the brace. Also, you can see that it has the stock chain adjusting eccentrics here, which are gold anodized, and you'd be hard pressed to get a nicer stock swinging arm than that. And as you can see, this one here has been refurbished, and it's on my 2001 bike. And like, one would think that well, what more would you want? That swinging arm's absolutely perfect on that bike, and actually so it is. And I'm very tempted to leave it just as it is and not do anything with it. However, I had mentioned in my last video that I was going to change it out, actually, and I've got a choice of two swinging arms that I could change it out to, and one of them is actually the one that I have on my 2005 ZRX 1200 show bike, which is an over 10 racing swinging arm that I bought from Japan, and it's an absolutely beautiful swinging arm. It's box section, billet aluminium, and it's a beautiful swinging arm. And the other one is a swinging arm that is from the Japanese only made last of the run of the ZRX, is called a DAG, D-A-E-G, DAG, and they were only produced in limited number for the Japanese market only. And the main difference between them and the stock ZRX 1200s were that it was a fuel injected motorbike, and so I've got one of those as well, and it has been modified So I'm at a bit of a crossroads here as to whether to leave this swinging arm as it is, don't touch it, or put the DAG one on, which has been modified again, or swap over the one from my 2005 ZRX 1200 show bike. I have a few upgrades here that I can put into this one or the DAG one that I made. Well, I made some parts and I have others. And this is the wheel axle. That's the stock one. I made this one here in machined it myself in titanium. It's much lighter. These nuts for it here are Pro Bolt. The axle itself is machined in titanium, and washers, etc. The clips are stainless steel, and they have been modified so that they fit within the eccentrics. The other thing is I've got stainless steel wheel spacers here. I've got a grey couch, billet torque arm, and I have these eccentrics that are made by, well, they were made as a limited run by Scott Stitz of Pulse Performance in America, and they're absolutely beautiful, as you can see here. And they would replace the stock ones. So I have that, but all of that will transfer directly into the DAG one if I fit that. Okay, so just when you think, well, you wouldn't really want any more than that, that's beautiful arm, and so it is. Let me show you this one here. This is the DAG one. This is the one that was on the Japanese only version of the ZRX, the very last of them, the last run that were produced with fuel injection as opposed to carburation. And but obviously this isn't a stock DAG one. The tubes are a lot bigger, as you can see, than what would be on the 1200 or the 1100 one. But it has been braced, it has been modified. My friend in California, Arash, bought this with the intention of bought a stock one, this stock one here, with the intention of fitting it to his bike, and his bike has had a serious amount of work done to it. Beautiful bike it is, but he decided that he would modify it, and there were a number of issues there that he discovered whenever he got it. The first one was that the lower shock mount lugs for the DAG one were about 10 mil too far back to be the same as the stock ZRX one, so the geometry would be slightly wrong there. Now it's fine for the 1100, but for the 1200, they were a little bit too far back, so he actually modified this arm. He took the original shock mount lugs off, got this set here from a Pulse Performance in America, and had them, had them welded on in the correct position. He sent the swinging arm itself off to Pete Aronson in Arizona, who put this bracing in, and the bracing has to be done a certain way. It has to be done this TP style, so that when the chain runs through there on the other side, the chain won't, if it was done the other way, the chain would hit the inside of the bracing button. So this was done correctly, also, all the lugs and stuff were taken off it. You've got, I'll switch on this other wee light here so we can maybe see it a wee bit better here. Yeah, there's the stock 1200 one. You can see here there are lugs, brackets, stuff on here for a chain guard. these were all taken off here by Arash, smoothed over. Everything was done absolutely perfectly prepared, and the bike, or sorry, the swinging arm then, as I say, was sent out to expensive lightweight stuff, Pete Aronson in Arizona, who had the lugs, the Pulse Performance lower shock mount lugs welded on the correct position, the bracing put in, welded properly, and then I sourced a place to have this lovely sparkle silver powder coat and clear powder coat put over that as well. So absolutely perfect. And I think it would be absolutely perfect in this 2001 bike. I mean, he bought it with the intention of fitting it into his bike, and done all this serious amount of work to it, spent an awful lot of money and an awful lot of time getting it all ready and prepared for his bike. And then, just like me, he bought the over 10 racing swing arm from Japan. And when it arrived, he was then left with the dilemma of, oh, well, should have fit the one that I've put all this work into, this one here, or should have fit the over 10 one? And he fitted the over 10 swing arm one, the over 10 swing arm from racing swing arm from Japan into his bike. And he kept this for a good while, and then finally decided to give me first refusal on it. And of course, you mean after that, so what? It's basically, I mean, there were only really 4 of these. I was talking to Pete Aronson, and he said he only ever done 4 of these DAG swinging arms, and there was actually only ever 2 done this way that had the lower shock mount lugs corrected, and this is one of them. So the only other one is there's another one in California. So this is one of only 2 that was done correctly in the world, really. And so it'll, I mean, I'll just have to fit it. I've got all the, I mean, again, this is Arash's stash here. He bought a new, brand new chain guide, new circlip, new needle bearings, roller bearings, seals, etc. And I'll tell you what else he bought for it, which is absolutely lovely. I'll have to decide whether I'm going to fit it or not. And that is this carbon fiber. This carbon fiber piece that, you know, that again, that was brought in from Japan. It's who makes it? ATEC. It's Japanese. It's made for the actual ZRX DAG 09 swinging arm, and yep, there's all the details of it there. And it basically, I'll get round here and show you this. Normally what happens to these stock swinging arms is this area here gets a serious bit of pebble dashing off the road. Let me move this wee light round. The road debris flies up and marks this, and some people have put protective tape on there, like helicopter tape, etc., you know, to try and, you know, like clear tape to try and sort of, you know, not let that happen too much. And it's, you know, I mean, it's okay, and it can be successful and stuff like that, you know. But anyway, obviously, you know, this has been recognized, and this here, I'll just fit this on here and let you see what it would look like. Of course, this will be going on the DAG swing arm like that, you know. And that's, my goodness, that's lovely, you know. So you wouldn't have that, you wouldn't, I mean, that's all protected there, so that off your back, off your, you know, the debris there that would usually fly up and mark it, that wouldn't happen, you know. So I mean, that could go on there perfectly as it is on that swing arm, but like as I say, I've also got this one here. So I mean, I just couldn't resist. I couldn't resist it, and I think it'll be absolutely perfect. Of course, all the you know, the Pulse Performance eccentrics will be going in there. The titanium swinging arm or titanium wheel axle will be going in there. All the all the bits and bobs that I just showed you there will be going in there. And I'll tell you what else. Actually, I have, if I can, just don't seem to be able to see it at the minute. Hold on one wee second. Yes, this here. This is the swing arm spindle spacer. That would go in there like that, you know, and pass through there. And but that's a stock ZRX one. That's very heavy. I've actually got one in this swinging arm, and that's a lightweight one. And it's an aluminium center to it, and metal ferrules at the end of it there, about half that weight. And I've also got my own. I made another swing arm spindle here. And you know, it's hollow, so that will be going. That's a lot lighter than the stock swing arm spindle, which would be you know, this. So that will be being replaced with that, which is half the weight, really. Well, say half the weight, but it's a lot lighter. And so I think that will be a perfect setup for that, for this 2001. And can't wait to get it fitted, which I will do, and then I can torque up all the bolts around, you know, the engine mounting bolts, etc., everything like that, and then I can proceed on with building the rest of the bike. But I'll just show you you've probably seen it before anyway in my some of my other videos, but I'll show you the over 10 swing arm that I have in my 05 show bike, and also the one that Arash bought too, and I'll show you a wee bit around that as well. All right, just 1 second. Okay, so here's the over 10 racing swing arm here from I'll show you right there. Can you see that? Yeah, that is from bought that from Japan, and that's what I have here in my 2005 bike, and you know, that's the same one that after I seen it in this bike, he was basically like me, just couldn't resist it, and he bought it and fitted it into his bike, and that's how I have inherited the that modified DAG one. So that's just a couple of wee options there for what's available. I mean, there's loads of other ones. K Factory make a swinging arm, and other people have done them as well, and some people have modified and braced the stock swing arm, stock ZRX 1200 swing arm, and other people have just left well enough alone and been happy with that. But anyway, just thought I would show you that, and hope you like it. So anyway, stay with me for the next one, and I'll fit that other swinging arm, that DAG one, And thanks very much, guys, for tuning in. Okay, all the best. Okay, guys, I've made my decision. I'm just going to keep this swinging arm on this bag. I just really can't bear to bring it, to take it off. All right, so here's just one more look at the at that DAG one, which I think is an absolutely beautiful swinging arm, and it'll be absolutely perfect in this 2001 bike. So, okay, guys, thanks very much for tuning in, and you'll see it fitted in the next one. All right, guys, all the best. Bye.